Hello everybody and welcome to Devlog 20 of Arkmaster. Today we're going to be talking about the minigame in the desert, otherwise known as the shooting gallery. Alrighty then, let's get things started. Oh my goodness, what the heck was that? Get back here. Oh, that's right, you know what time it is? Community shoutouts. Starting off, we have Mr. Cheesington, Goofball Toothless, and I Am Bored, all commenting the same thing. Can someone tell me what this means? Then we have Golden28 calling me a radiant beam. Thanks for that, I appreciate it. Last up, we've got Genosystent, who recommended that I add a effect when there's a sandstorm, which I did actually add, so thank you. Well, and there goes community shoutouts. Hopefully we'll see him next episode. And now that we're done with that, I can move on to the desert minigame. And I say that because it wasn't always planned to be a shooting gallery. Originally, I wanted it to be the fishing minigame, but just in the desert. And I actually explored this concept quite a bit, because left over in the game there's still an entire scene dedicated to the desert fishing minigame. And I mean, I pretty much just copied all the files over from the city fishing minigame, but I mean, it's still here. And obviously I couldn't have the same fish in the desert than there were in the city, so I had to make some new fish, which was pretty fun actually. So, starting off with the common fish, we have the sandfish, cactus fish, desert pupfish, and the snake. And now we're off to the uncommon fish with the lizard, the bonefish, and the seahorse, which, well, isn't actually found in the sea here, but this isn't even in the game, so it doesn't really matter. For the rare fish, there's just two. It's the bandit fish and his trusty helper, gunfish. And of course, someone's got to keep that bandit fish and gunfish under control, and who better to do it than sheriff fish? Sheriff fish? Okay. That's enough about fishing in the desert. Let's move on to the shooting gallery. Now, for the look of the shooting gallery, I wanted to go for a kind of traveling circus type theme, except it's the only one around for miles. Now, what I really like about this spray is that it's actually quite detailed. Like the complexity with the curtains, there's the background, there's the cactus, and there's even the targets that you shoot. And now, just as the fishing minigame had Angelo, the shooting gallery has Jerry. I mean Magnus. It used to be Jerry, but now it's Magnus. You see, Magnus is actually the owner of the shooting gallery, and he and his horse were wandering out in the desert, and then suddenly his horse just disappeared. So now he's stranded in the desert with no way out, but at least he's got his shooting gallery. Now, this shooting gallery functions pretty similarly to any other shooting gallery, really, and I think that's fine, because it's just the minigame, it's not like it's the main game. If you don't know how a shooting gallery works, it's pretty simple. You get yourself a gun, and you aim it at a bunch of targets, and those targets give you different amounts of points, and you're just trying to get a high score. Alright, I've rambled long enough about what the shooting gallery is supposed to look like. Here is what mine actually looks like. Allow me to give you a personal tour of everything that's here. Starting off, over here is the bullet meter, which maxes out at 6 bullets. Now don't worry, that doesn't mean you only have 6 shots. You can reload your gun, but you can't fire when you're reloading. Now this red circular thing in the center is your reticle. Without it, you wouldn't know where you're aiming at, and you're going to use the mouse to move it around and hit the targets. This number up here is your time limit. You're going to only have 1 minute to boost your score as high as possible before time runs out. And speaking of scores, it keeps track of it in this nice little corner. Just look at it if you ever want to know what your score is. Now, like most shooting galleries, hitting different objects give you different point values. Here they are as follows. Glass bottle plus 5, normal enemy plus 10, dynamiter plus 25, barrel chucker plus 50, coin plus 100. Now, there is some element of skill to this minigame. You can't just shoot everything, because some targets actually decrease your score. Those are as follows. Vulture, -5. Horse, -10. TNT barrel, -25. Magnus, -50. Ultimately, the point of this minigame is to get the highest score, because the higher the score, the more money you get, which is exactly why I made this scoreboard. Now, obviously right now, there's no scores on the board because, well, this is a video, but trust me, in-game, it does actually keep track of your highest scores, and it does go between levels. That's right, I made an entire save system for the high scores. With that said, I think I'm going to end off this video with a demo of me actually playing the minigame. Here we go. Alright everybody, that was the shooting minigame. I'd love to hear anything you have to say about it, and that just about wraps it up for this video. Next video, it's gonna be a big one. So, till then, stay tuned.